Good day, everyone. The snow melted, and then we got a soft drifting today after a week of mixed spring weather and icy cold weather. So I'm just heading out to show the geese who are just having a little repast on the receding tide, and now heading out as they see me approaching. But as the moon cycle has moved on, the low tide we are at now is not the type that exposes the flats, the tidal flats. And the extreme of the high tide isn't as great either. So, chilly day with just a bit of snow falling. Geese heading out after their luncheon. And I've just finished my luncheon in time for a little tea break. And I knew Sunday vlog is coming up in a few days, and I thought I better snap a little bit more video. Low tide, mid-moon cycle. Look how lovely the rocks look exposed. And on a day like today, with the mix of the sun and the gray sky, everything takes on a sort of soft look. Even the bittersweet has a different tone. And here come another flock, another gaggle of geese coming in to join their compatriots, leaving the smaller harbors to the larger bay. Hello, chums, he seems to say, as their little friends join in. A sunny but chilly winter afternoon. Geese as my tea companions. A gray winter sky thus. A bright sunny sky giving the promise of spring one day. And blue sky. And just an almost snow globe amount of flurries flying in and out. Another quiet day here to create and enjoy. Well, it's the next day, and we didn't get much snow, but we are getting a soft, sort of freezing snow. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I'm going to stand still and see if you can hear the sound. There's a crow in the background as well. The crows are out. Oh, it's because the crows are chasing away. I saw this little hawk, or some sort of bird of prey. He was actually in our front garden the other day on Seaside. And can you see him swooping around? And so he was out hunting for something. Although the crows wouldn't have children this time of the year, but they are not happy with his being there. I tried to capture an image of him. He was so close to our sitting room window. But anyway, today the snow is that type of snow where it's just at freezing. So it almost sounds like rain, but it's as if each raindrop turns to a snowflake and then makes a sound as it hits the leaves and the trees. I hope you can hear it. And of course, because it is right on that freezing level, it's quite good walking weather. And the old red canoe waiting for warmer days. Doesn't it look lovely with the white against the red and the small harbors in the background? Yes, but the leaves still make a wonderful sound, but now they have the new added sound of this funny kind of snow. See how it looks almost like little bits of hail, but you can see each little snowflake? Because it's as if it's starting as water, as just a raindrop, and then as it comes down, the air grabs it quickly and freezes it. Look at the beautiful detail of that snowflake. I do hope the sound is being picked up. Not sure if you can see up there is a blind built, most likely could be by the Audubon, and sometimes they're put up by locals because that one has a camera on top. So the osprey, which are migratory prey birds, seabirds here, they'll come and build their nest up on top of those. And they do it quite a bit along the Cape because they used to interfere with the power lines as they like to get on the tall pole. So at some point someone was clever enough to put an electric pole higher than the electric poles with a flat board on top, and the ospreys soon took to it. One of our neighbors across the harbor, they have one in their own garden, so in the summer they get to watch with the camera on, so in the summer they get to watch the osprey raise their young. So this will just be a tiny bit more of part of my walk I'll share with you, here going through the woodland along this path. And it skirts along the salt marshes through here, which wind smaller and smaller into smaller brackish water, and then eventually find their way into closer to freshwater streams, which find their way into ponds and lakes and things. So it's just a lovely little bit of my walk I thought I should share. But let's get on with the rest of this week's video, whatever that happens to be. And midweek finds us at my mother-in-law's, and she has a darling little house on the Cape, on a darling little pond. I have filmed here before. I still need to film in the summer when the gardens are full, but it's still pretty in the winter. The darling little birdhouses. She has many birdhouses. And of course, I can't help but notice all the beautiful lichens on the trees. This is a beautiful weeping cherry tree, I believe. It's a crisp, chilly day today. Our snow is gone. It's got a little bit chillier, but actually not that cold because we were able to really enjoy the day. It just above freezing so that we lost our snow. But one of the reasons we came was we wanted to see my sister-in-law just got a new fat tire bike. So hubby was out trying it out. So she and he were out riding around the garden as she was showing it off, as there's many lovely trails to ride on the Cape. So we just came and had a little spin around Mum's garden to test it out. It's quite funny with its big fat tires, and when you ride it, it's really comfortable. It's an odd sensation. It even has shocks in the front. So we enjoyed the afternoon. We had luncheon and talked about the coming spring and just enjoyed having our fun ride on my sister-in-law's latest toy. It's the next morning, and though the snow is still gone, the weather really got cold and the temperature dropped, and it's quite icy. So hopefully you can see here in the beautiful sunrise. I'm back home, of course, so this is the sea, not my mother-in-law's darling little pond. But though the water looks really still, why it looks so still is because it's being cold enough that as the tide is receding, the top layer of the sea is freezing. And I love it when it gets like this. You can see down on the beach what looks like a strip of white, while here it looks lovely and blue in the early morning sunrise. But you can see what looks like snow down there is actually a thin, crispy layer of frozen salt water, because as the tide moves out slowly, it's been so cold this morning that it was able to freeze that thin layer of the ocean as it slipped out into low tide. And as you look down towards the docks, you can see how it ribbons its way around, looking white and like snow. But I assure you it is not snow, just salty, crunchy ice. And there it slips off into the orange and pink sunrise. I love it when it's like this. And of course, when the tide comes in, it will slowly lift it and will make a magical sound. Another sound of the music of this place, the cracking and moving of the tide. So I just wanted to share this chilly, chilly morning after our fun excursion yesterday at Mum's, riding my sister-in-law's bike about in a little bit warmer day. Now today we are quite cold, so I'm going to hurry inside, make a fire, a pot of tea, and get into the studio and get some work done. Another lovely day of weather and changing views. Well, this week in the studio, I've decided to start back into my series of animals and chairs. So I think I'll share this week a little sketch I've started. I think I'm going to be doing some dogs to start out with. So I made these two darling little labs, and of course using artistic license. They're meant to be a chocolate and a black lab. And I think I probably will give them a companion or a chum in a golden lab, we'll see. But I figured it would be good to try to get back into a focus, and my animal and chair series was quite popular, so I feel like now I need to find a better focus for the beginning of the year. The ducks are laughing at me, for they know I'm fickle and change my mind often. But yes, sharing the sketch, and then basically me adding colors. So this coming week I'll be working on this, adding possibly another dog, and then of course the fun bit is picking out the chair or chaise or something for them to sit in. I love chairs and furniture. It's a bit of an obsession with me, and it's much nicer on the pocketbook and easier and not cluttering up the house if I'm able to just draw the things that I love instead of having to try to accumulate them. So that's this week's drawing, and I hope you enjoyed me sharing my bit of my week, which is quite quiet, just walking in the snow and sketching in the studio. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog, my little weekly postcard out to all of you, my video journal page of my quiet week. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next Sunday. And until then, remember, stay creative. Cheers.